Today, on Be Something Wonderful, lay aside everything you think you know about manifesting. Watch this. I am your host, Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back and good morning here from the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. I have a massive video for you today. I want to talk about this client. This client is a powerful manifester. She's a coach. She's a manifesting coach. She has her own YouTube presence. And she mentioned that I could talk about her in general today because it was such a powerful session yesterday. And in her words, she goes, Tom, when I first started watching your channel, I was like, oh yeah, I know that. Neville says this, or Abraham Hicks said that, or I read that, or the ancients said this. Very well read in all metaphysical texts, right? This woman is an expert, right? An expert coach, an expert manifester. And she goes, I would comment on your channel and say, oh yeah, that's this or that's that, right? And she said, you know, it was partly because it didn't feel like I felt like I knew it all, or I wasn't opening myself up to something new. And she even talked about this idea of MAME manifesting techniques. This is interesting, right? That she used that term. New techniques that gain a big following online, right? That people start trying. And I think she mentioned one is an I am not, or the not technique, or the not wanting technique that's kind of flying right now. And all of this. And the reason she wanted to have a session because she's a powerful manifester. But there were some things that she goes, I've manifested a lot in my life. But I still had this feeling that there's something missing, that there's something incomplete. Hear this, because we're going to hit this today, right? There was still an underlying unworthiness. We're going to talk about all of this today, right? But she really got it. She goes, I'm really going to, you got me to lay aside all that I thought I knew about manifesting, and she said she rewatched many of the videos and finally got what I meant by there's always a greater message there. That it's not necessarily, and because I love all the manifesting greats, right? I talk about Bashar, I talk about Neville, I talk about Abe Hicks, I talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza, I talk about the ancient texts, I talk about the Bible, all of it, right? But there's a bigger piece in all of these videos, a bigger message that you're it, that you're the process. And if you miss that, then yes, you can still manifest wonderful things in your life. But you're always going to have that hunger, that underlying unworthiness, that there's something missing until you know yourself as the one and only source. And we talked about some recent comments on the channel about the difference between appreciation and gratitude. And again, I understand appreciation is a high elevated vibration of source. It wasn't about that. I was trying to make the point that if you believe there's resistance between the word gratitude and appreciation, then that's what you create. And I think even one of you commented in the channel, well, Bashar says closes his meditations with appreciation and gratitude, and it means love. Yeah, I get that. And it's funny, again, just like this client admitted, right? That I wasn't really getting the bigger message, and you're missing the larger message there. I understand that. We all understand that, right? And then I think in one of my videos I mentioned Moses in the burning bush, and one of you wrote Moses Code. Right? Yeah, Moses Code was a book by James Twyman, but the message is much greater than what James Twyman was talking about and everybody else. It's about the metaphysics of the Bible and the idea that the real message there is that the bush never burned. You're never burnt up. You're never affected by all the conditions. So we miss those points, right? Even when I talk about Maya or an illusion, which I talked about with this coach, because she said she added some comments on that the ancients call it Maya or illusion. Right. We get that. All of that's known. I get it. You've read all the texts. You've read all the books. You're an expert. I know that. I appreciate that. Me too. I love all those texts. But it's much bigger than that. We understand what the ancients say, right? We know that the 3D reality is called the dream or the illusion. But my point is, it doesn't matter. It's all an experience of ultimate reality. Illusion just means it's not what it seems. It's all an experience of reality. It doesn't matter the distinctions between real or not real and all that vocabulary about appreciation and gratitude, admire and illusion. None of that matters. Your reality, right? And even these new techniques, this coach says or that channel says, right? And we're one of the channels, right? Remember, trust your own source. Right? It's good to understand all this, to expand your knowing, to expand your learning. All that's powerful. But I'm asking you, what do you say? Just like Jesus asked, who do you say I am? That's the only question that matters. All the teachings, all the gurus, all the books, all the main techniques that are coming out. All of those are powerful. All of those are great. They can help. But it's about you. That's why Jesus, again, at the pool of Bethesda in The Chosen, I'm asking about you, right? It's about who, and the who is you. We're going to cover some of these ideas, but in a bigger way today. That's why Jesus asked, but who do you say I am? That's your awareness of being. Who and what are you conscious of being? Not necessarily what the gurus say or what Neville Goddard says or Abe Hicks or all of them. I talk about all of them. I use their quotes. I get it. But who do you say you are? And I get it that you've read the books, that you know the teachings, and it's nice to comment and express that. But are you getting the greater message, right? Not what the conditions say, the changing 3D conditions. Not what your changing thoughts say, not what your changing feelings say, not what the changing circumstances say, not what others say, not what the techniques say, not what the books and gurus say, not what your past memories say about you, not what the YouTube channels and coaches say. It's about you. Who do you say you are? That's why Jesus asked his disciples, who do you say I am? Right? You will never find the answers to fulfillment outside of yourself, outside of I am. That's why you always feel that underlying wanting, right? That we talked about in yesterday's video. But that wanting is wanting to know yourself as source, right? Wanting to know that you don't lack anything. That even to feel this feeling of unworthiness, you must be utterly worthy. To have the experience of non-fulfillment, you must be utterly fulfilled. Do you get this? Right? Well, looking out there, you will always feel, looking out at 3D, you'll always feel incomplete. You'll always feel unfulfilled. You'll always feel not enough, or in other words, unworthy. Right? In that 3D linear experience. That's why when Jesus healed the centurion's servant, the centurion said to him, Lord, I'm not worthy for you to come under my roof. But just say the word, I am that I am, and my servant will be healed or be whole. Right? You will see, perceive, and know yourself as already complete, already fulfilled, already enough, already utterly worthy. When it's coming from that. But while looking out there, you'll never see it. Looking for signs or the next new meme or technique or the next new text or what Neville or Bashar or Abraham Hicks or Dr. Joe Dispenza or the ancients said. It's all you. It's you that I amness. I'm not worthy to come in. The centurion knew, I'm not worthy, but just say the word, right? And my servant will be healed. You'll be whole. You'll know yourself as that source. You'll know yourself as that complete, fulfilled, utterly worthy source. Your awareness of being, your I amness is the only reality. It's your experience of and your experience as all that is. as Seth, the channeled by Jane Roberts, that non-physical. And I'm using the quotes here. I love them. So yes, embrace those, right? So you can be aware of your own greater identity, even as I am. This is the non-physical entity channeled by Jane Roberts, even as I am. You sit within the miracle of yourselves and ask for signs. It is your inner eyes I would open. In other words, your awareness of being. I just talked about this with another client yesterday. Your experience is reality. There are no signs out there. There's nothing out there. There's nothing that anyone can tell you that you don't already know, that you are, hear this, that you are not already. You already are those things. Wow, that's powerful. So remember, you can manifest things from learning various techniques, those new main techniques or otherwise, and processes, and even the next main technique. And you can gain powerful understanding certainly by studying spiritual gurus in modern and ancient texts. Absolutely. And you can also grow in your knowing by listening to coaches and YouTube channels. That's powerful, right? But you will continue to feel, hear this, unfulfilled, incomplete, and unworthy until you know yourself as the one and only source and experience of your reality. So all of that's great, but when you don't know yourselves, you don't know yourselves. I have no idea what I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. This is fun, guys. This is fun. When you don't know yourself, you don't know yourself. So the Gospel of Thomas said it. These are the lost teachings of Jesus. Again, I'm pointing to the ancient text. When you know yourselves, in other words, as I am, as reality, then you'll be known. In other words, you are reality. Right? You are reality. That's what Jesus said here. You'll realize that you're children of the living Father. You'll realize that you're the I am awareness, the beingness of that great I am, the great isness, the great source of reality. That you're aware of yourself as that great awareness. That's what the children of the living Father are, the living source, the living isness of reality, the great I am. The I am awareness is the children or the beingness. Your power to be aware of your awareness, to be aware of who and what you want to consciously create in this reality. Wow, that's powerful. But if you don't know yourselves, then you live in poverty, and you are the poverty. In other words, you live in that, you have that experience of poverty in your reality. That's your reality. That's your entire life experience. And then your experience is reality. So you are the poverty. Isn't that powerful? You remember, your experience is reality. And you can only know your own experience. So you live in poverty, you live in that experience. That's your experience. And you are that experience because experiencing is reality. You are the one and only reality. This is so powerful today. I hope you're getting this. This is big. You could manifest all you want, but still feel lacking, unfulfilled, incomplete, unworthy, like my client was talking about. Dying from hunger to know the miracle of yourself, as Seth and Jane Roberts says. Remember the message of the prodigal son. When he went out and squandered his inheritance in a far land, and he was starving. Well, what was that starving or that hunger representing? How many of my father's hired men have more than enough bread, but I'm dying here with hunger? This is interesting. My father's hired men, in other words, those are those that have learned the processes, that have bread, that have manifested things. Right? That outwardly it looks like they're living the life, right? They're manifesting things. They're following the next main process and learning the technique and manifesting text messages from their SP or getting back together or having someone say you love you or getting a pile of money. All of that's happening, right? Sometimes it's happening or sometimes it's not. Depends where their focus is. But how many of my father's hired men have more than enough bread? You have more than enough bread, but you're still dying with hunger. Remember, you play both You play all the roles in these stories, in these parables. So you are the father and the father's hired men, and you're the prodigal who's dying with hunger. You play all the parts. It's your I am story, your awareness of being. Who and what you are conscious of being, that identity that determines your entire life experience and creates your reality, all of it. Otherwise, you're going to be dying from hunger. You're going to be jumping to the next process or the next book or what the guru said, right? or the next YouTube channel. You're going to be jumping around, not knowing yourself as that one and only source, as that miracle within yourself. You're going to die from hunger anyway. Right? Even when you have a lot of bread, you manifested. That's that urge, right? Remember, it's the wanting is the divine urge to know yourself as source. But that wanting can appear as a negative or feel like a negative experience when you believe you need something out there to feel fulfilled, to feel complete. It's a different kind of wanting other than the wanting to know yourself as source. That's powerful alignment as source. So you're still creating things, but you're creating it from that greater knowing. That's powerful. That's why she said, I'm laying aside everything I know now about manifesting. And she's watching, especially the last 2 months, she said, of videos again, right? Everything you believe you know about manifesting, and watch this, right? Watch with the intent is to be it, to be that source. Rather than saying, oh yeah, Neville said this and Bashar said this. Yes, I read that, or I read this, or I know this, or I know that. You are the knowing. You know it all. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, or anywhere on social media at either Tom Kearin or Be Something Wonderful. You'll find us. And for being part of our membership channel. It's growing. We have another live stream on the membership channel, exclusively to be aired on the membership channel this month on February 25th, 2024. At 9 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time in the morning, Sunday morning, I'm going to come to you live from the studios here and Be Something Wonderful, and I'm going to be talking about some of the subjects and topics that you've been sending to me at info@besomethingwonderful.com. So keep sending your questions and topics to info@besomethingwonderful.com. We also released a powerful video just about a week ago. We're going to have a new video coming shortly, and so it's all happening. It's all unfolding. It's beautiful. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.